guys, it's Robin, RsIslandCrafts. This is Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, November 28th, 2017. Well, it looks like we all survived Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and all those other sales. My shopping was already done, so I just stayed home and relaxed on Black Friday. Thanksgiving, we had a wonderful Thanksgiving though. We went over to the kids' house and we hung over there for about 5-6 hours. We had a really nice meal. They invited a couple co-workers that didn't have local family, so they came over and hung out with us for a while and ate our food, because, you know, our food's good. I made it. With all the prep work I did ahead of time for Thanksgiving, I ran out of time to make pies, because I figured my daughter had bought some frozen pies for their house, but I needed pies for mine. So it was really weird to come home on Thanksgiving Day and not have a slice of pie. Took care of that on Friday though. We had pie. We're good. With all the cooking and cleaning and stuff, they're still in the visiting and there still wasn't that much time for crafting. So by the time Sunday rolled around, I was going to decorate the room, which as you can see, I have not done yet. I have a fancy white tree, my advent calendar, and I found my joy pillow that I was gifted from a swap a few years ago. I dragged that out, but that's about as far as... Oh, I put window clings on the window, but you can't see that. They're snowmen. But that's about as far as I've gotten. I decided, my sewing machine was just calling my name, so I decided on Sunday that I would just sit and sew, because it's not even December 1st, so I've got plenty of time to decorate, right? So I went a little stocking crazy on Sunday. I took all the stockings that I had half done and unfinished from last year, the year before, and however many years before that, and I decided to finish them up. You've seen some of these, but they're now finished. These are the scrappy stripped ones from Eleanor Burns' Quilt in a Day type of quilt as you go. I had all the fronts done. They all got the same Jingle Bell fabric for the back. And then I tried to just find some light fabric. I didn't have any straight up white for this, so I just used this snowflake fabric for the little cuff. And of course I ran out, so there's a upside down Santa, because it wouldn't be mine if it wasn't upside down or had a head chopped off. And then I used the same backing fabric for this one. I kind of like this one. I used leftover binding strips from Robbie's plaid quilt for all these little hangers. Seeing how it's red plaid, it came in very handy. I didn't bother putting a liner on the inside. I used some white fleece for these to sew the stocking onto. So it does have a seam, but it's a small stocking. I really don't think it cares that much for these. And apparently I had also cut out some from the leftover plaid from Robbie's quilt, but this one's not quilted. But I did officially line this one, so there's no raw edges inside. Of course, this one can hang in either direction. I just use a little bit of a white ribbon for the hanger on these. The fact that these have cuffs and they all have hangers, I'm very proud of that, because I always struggle with the cuffs and trying to figure out how to get it on. Apparently all of a sudden I'm better at it, and it went together really easy, and all the little hangers went in the right spot. A long time ago I also made a whole bunch of Christmas hexies. So I just went ahead and I cut them out. I stitched them all together, then I cut them out in a stocking shape. I just added some of this wiggly stitching that my machine does that I really like. So it all goes down this way, and I like the way it has this old-fashioned quilt feel to it. Then some Santa Claus for the back. This one is also fully lined with the same silky ribbon, you know, whatever fake silk ribbon that they have. And then my favorite, the wonky star. I did this one first and did the straight lines on it, and then afterwards I wished I'd have gone ahead and used a lighter blue instead of the white, and I'd have done the squigglies on this one too. And then I just used the white to outline the star. You can tell that I obviously made this before I knew all about the fact that you are supposed to, you know, iron it to the dark side. But it's okay because this stocking's for me. I have the same Santa hat, ho 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 fabric on the back, completely lined with the same ribbon. I must have been being a rebel or something because I made this hang the other way. All my other stockings hang this way. But that's okay. So I finished those all up on Sunday and a little bit yesterday on Monday because I was going to film yesterday, but I decided I wanted to sew instead. The only thing else I've been working on is for Thanksgiving, I couldn't take the socks I was working on for Robbie to his house because I didn't even, he knows he's getting socks, doesn't know how many pairs, and he has no idea about the yarn. So I didn't want him to see the bumblebee yarn. So I went ahead and I took the Red Heart Americana. You can see I've tried several different patterns. I think this is the third or fourth one. I couldn't get one that just looked quite right with this yarn. So I just went ahead and I cast on 28 or 30 stitches or something, and I just went with a garter stitch. I don't like when it does this. I prefer that to all be on one side, but it's a reversible scarf, so it really doesn't matter, and it's just a way the colors automatically change. But I can see where this looks kind of like a starry night. I don't know how much, I mean, it's supposed to resemble the American flag, so it is blue with the white background, with the white star looking things, but it works, because with everyone's different tensions, it's not like you can really put stars on the fabric. So this will just be a scarf, and I'll just keep knitting it until I run out. Hopefully I can end it. I will end it on this blue, hopefully, because the inside of this skein, the skein looks like it finishes on the blue, so hopefully I will have about the same amount of blue as I did in the beginning. Otherwise, I have a second skein that I can splice together and figure it out. So with Robbie's socks, I did turn the heel. I just do the slip stitch for the heel where you knit one, slip one. It just makes his foot look huge. Which at a size 14, it is huge. I mean, look at it. It's huge. Robbie George, he's like 6'3", 6'4". I was hoping to have enough yarn left to make a pair of socks for me from it, even if it was just a shorty. But it doesn't look like I'm going to have enough because it's going to take most of this for the leg. I was going to do a black rib, but I'm just going to make sure I have enough left over for my my miter square blanket, and I'll just put the rest of it into this sock. I started the heel, turning the heel on the second one. I picked up all the stitches. This is the part that takes me, it feels like it takes the longest to do the heel. I also took my muslin mock-up of Justin's hoodie over and tried that on him. All three of my children have really broad, wide shoulders, so I had to make some adjustments for him across the back. And then also, once you start adjusting here, I needed to make a little bit for the upper arm here. And then by the time I adjusted all of that, then the sleeves were too long, so that needed to be adjusted. He needed a little bit extra here in the front, so I had to add some to that. Plus, if you add to the back and the shoulders, you've got to add to the front. I think the only thing that fit him perfectly was the length. But that's the benefit of making things yourself, because you can adjust for any strange things you have. Like my daughter and I, we have really short arms. When we put on, she wears a medium, I wear a large, but when we put them on, the sleeves come down to here, if not longer. It doesn't get too cold here in Florida for most days, so I have a flannel shirt that I like to wear. But when I put it on, the sleeves come way out to here, and it just flops at the end of my hand. So it's going to be nice. It'll be nice to make things that actually fit her, so she won't have to constantly be pushing up the sleeves. I don't have any set in stone plans for this week. I know I need to pull out the hoodie pattern for Robbie and Mandy and get their muslins all made and their patterns cut out. Be a few things coming in the mail. I've got their zippers coming in and all their accent fabrics, so I need to get that going. So beyond making the stuff for the hoodies, getting them ready, I'm really not sure what I'm going to dabble with this week, but I'm sure I'll find something to sew. Hope everyone finds some time to do a little crafting this week, and we'll see you next week. Bye!